Hello traders and welcome to our market update video here. This is Stu Naupan here, founder of Master the Markets Elite Trades Conference and the Traders Open Day. So here we are on the charts. It's the 6th, it's the 5th of June actually. It's been 6 months already. By the end of this month, we'll be halfway into the year. Now, coming on to the charts, so I just want to teach you a very important topic for today, and that is following on from our Understanding Open Equity video. So this one is all going to be on price velocity. Price velocity. Now, very, very important to understand first that velocity is the same as speed, and to calculate the speed would basically need two factors. One is distance and the other one time. In the previous video, I talked about how you calculate the distance in terms of open equity. How much of equity is left at the point of entry. And we defined open equity as point of entry to maximum point reached. And you would remember that I showed you a similar graph like that over here. And then I had written out all the distances in terms of pips and ATR from the point of entry. And in terms of our entry that I was talking about was getting in when the confirmation bar sets in according to the smart money indicator that we have developed and is bespoke to master the market clients. Now, once you were to enter here, then we look at the maximum point reached, and that's how we got that distance. Now, if you want a detailed explanation of that, you can always refer to our previous video on understanding open equity. So that is on the distance part. Now, let's now take a look at time. Okay, so if I were to ask a question, basically, if we were to talk about runners, so I'll talk about Olympic runners or marathon runners or distance runners, and then I'll cross transfer the principles over here. So for example, in any race, you got the distance fixed, don't you? Yes. So we got the distance fixed. Then we see that, okay, how many of those runners ran in less than 10 minutes, right? The 5 kilometers. Also, then we can increase it, then we can see, okay, how many of them ran less than 12 minutes, okay? How many of them ran 5 kilometers in less than 5 minutes, right? So, of course, when you reduce, of course, the time to cover the same distance, of course, there'll be very few runners there, isn't it, traders? So there will be only like maybe about two runners over here out of 100 runners, let's say, which completes it within 5 minutes. You're talking about a very super ultra fast runner over here, isn't it? Now, 10 minutes, maybe then it might increase, maybe to 4 people, maybe can complete. And then 12 minutes, maybe a few more coming in. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit here. I know the timings are quite very, very tight over here. Of course, then you get most of the population then coming in of the 100 runners maybe in 30 minutes. Even that, some of you might say it's quite fast, Tiru, for 5 kilometers. So maybe over here, maybe you will get 60 people out of the 100 runners already completing it. And then, of course, if you put less than 45 minutes, then most of them probably you will get about 95 already completing it. So you can see as I increase the time, then of course more people will fall into it. Now, the good thing is if I want to find the super runners, then of course I look at my the guys who complete in the fastest amount of time. What I'm more concerned about is 80% of the runners completed in what time is it, and that would be usually in this example 60 runners, right? Likewise, traders, is what I want to apply back all into the market too, based on price velocity, distance and time. If I fix the distance now, instead of 5 kilometers, I put 1 ATR, which we found that 70% of the swings complete in our last video, actually a bit more than 70% on euro dollar, but dollars is a bit lesser. Now, if I fix that distance, then I put, okay, instead of minutes, of course, if I'm looking at a daily time frame, I'm looking at, let's say, 1 day, then I'm looking at 2 days, I'm looking at 3 days, how many of them complete? Now, if I find out that all of them, let's say 100% are complete within 3 days, then okay. Or if I find out that 80% are complete within 2 days, this is my stats, right? So that's to do with the collation. Now, you've not understood why this is important. I'll come to how we can apply it. Now, firstly, we understand that price velocity is distance over time. Collation of data can be in this format, which is what I'm going to show you in a minute. Now, so therefore, based on that, I've written over here in blue over here, our similar to our Master the Markets logo blue. You can see over there that this has completed it, that one ATR in one day, right? This one has completed it within 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. You see, what I'm explaining over here is that do not get confused. I'm not saying that it's completed 14.69 ATR within 2 days. I'm saying I'm keeping the distance constant here. We're just only measuring it for one ATR. I'm going to show you how we're going to collect the data, which then you guys can go and research into as well. Now, from the point of entry here, right? So I'm taking one ATR. So for this bar, let's say 42 pips, right? Now you see it only reaches 42 pips within 2 days, right? That's what I've written over here. And I've done that same throughout. You see, for example, this bar 1 ATR is 119. It's done it all within 1 day. You can see number of pips, right? It's done it within 1 day. That's what I've written. Over here, it's done it within 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, 1 day, 2 days. Now, if I were to collate this into a spreadsheet, right, it would look something like this. So, look, right, so euro dollar is what I showed you. Now, total number of swings, we got 13. Now, out of that 13 swings, 10 swings complete 1 ATR, okay? More than or equal to 1 ATR. Then from this 10, so 76% of them complete 1 ATR or more. Now out of that 10, I want to find out how many of them complete within 1 day. Remember, this is all days, yeah? More than or less than or equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see that the ones that complete within less than 1 day, they're the ultra fast runners, if you may say, if they continue on that stamina, is 30%. Now, the ones who complete within 2 days, looks like euro dollar, 100% of them completed within 2 days. Okay. Now, if you were to do the same thing on dollar Swiss, right? Same thing on dollar Swiss, you can see that I've done that again 6 days, 2 days, 4 days, 2 days, 2 days, 1 day, right? All 180. I've kept the distance the same. Okay. Actually, I can do this for this as well, not included this in the sample, but you can see that even this completes its thing in 2 days, and this is what we got the cash for on the LTR as well. All our clients made money on that one. So you can see that if I excluded that, I'm still getting 13 swings, right? Out of that, 8 swings complete more than or equal to 1 ATR, a bit lesser than euro dollar, 61% of them do it. Now, out of that 8, how many of them complete 1 ATR within 1 day? Only 2 ultra fast runners. Now, the ones which complete within 2 days, 6 of them, 75% of them. So 6 out of 8, 75% of them completed within 2 days. Now, so within 3 days, still the same. Within 4 days, then more starts to complete, and then finally you get to 100% within 6 days. Okay, right. Now, this is the collation part. Now, how do we infer? How do we apply? Is the final step, isn't it? Now, how do we apply this? Now, this will be very useful for you for setting your target within time. So, for example, if I can know that almost about 60 to 77% of them, so overall 70%, look, right? This is the total data here. 70% of them get to 1 ATR, just like from my previous video on understanding applying open equity. So 70% of them get to 1 ATR. Now, so therefore you can fix your target at 1 ATR, 70%, let's say. Now, the next thing is that you can put in a time parameter there too. You see from here, you can find out that 88%, right, total, isn't it? 88% of them get to 1 ATR within 2 days. So I can say that, okay, if they do not get there within 2 days, because I know 88% of them should get there within 2 days. If they do not get there within 2 days, then what do? Essentially, I can either close it out live, saying that, you know what, I want my money to work harder somewhere else, or I can trail my stop loss very tight, okay, based on the 4 bar patterns that we have taught you. So for example, if I were to apply this onto the charts, so you see, I'll just give you one simple example. You guys can take a look at it later. Okay, so over here it takes 6 days, right? So after the first day, it doesn't already get there. So what I can do, I definitely do not want to wait for a primary. I can either trail to the low of that bar and then say that, you know what, if it doesn't get there, I'm not really bothered. Or I can put an XATR example from there, and then if it doesn't get there, if it gets a primary to get there, the order route gets very difficult. That's why the number of days also takes too long. I don't want this trade. I want to cut my losses short. I want to go and make my money somewhere else, right? So this is how you can apply. Now, this is very, very powerful. Most traders do not even know this. Right, so to summarize, so what have I taught you so far? Price velocity, how to measure it, yeah, distance over time. Second, how to collate it. I showed you the spreadsheet. Third thing is how to apply it. Okay, so definitely revisit this video quite a couple of times, okay, about a few times, and apply it to your own trading strategies. Very important thing for here is that you need to quantify your tops and bottoms, and then you can apply this to any strategy that you're trading. It'll be very, very powerful. Remember, the most important thing here is from point of entry. All right, that's enough from me. So revisit this video quite a few times to understand what I'm really saying and absorb it so that you can then apply it to whatever strategy you're doing to achieve your consistent peak performance. Now, of course, now let me go on to the market update now. Let's go and look at all the different various markets at the moment. One thing I want to tell you guys is that to help us increase our outreach, please do hit the like button and the subscribe button to our YouTube channel so that we can reach out further traders to spread the truth of trading. Now, going on into the different markets for today, you can see that currently today, let's see, let me just, do I have the right? Yes, I've got the right charts. Right, good. So looking at dollar Swiss at the moment, downtrend over here, we are looking at a bit of momentum slowing down. I would say a good point over here for it to turn around. So take a look at that. This could be the bottom. It's crossed this 3 ATR as well, where we got our profit on dollar Swiss. Dollar yen still going out very strong. We did take a very small trade on a reversal. We didn't get lucky on that, but we got out for a small loss. Okay, now that's an uptrend, strong momentum over here. Don't see any signs of reversals here, so I would say that it would highly probably carry on. Open equity is diminishing, but however, its momentum is quite strong. So let's see. Cable still going on for the strong. Momentum is quite strong over here too. Open equity is diminishing, but momentum is still strong. So we'll see how that carries on to be. Euro dollar showing a little bit of weakness, momentum strong from very well from before. Efficiency ratio is actually 1. I wouldn't go and short this immediately. This could just be profit taking. How do we know if this is going to be a top and going to carry on further down or not? That is how we design money bars 2.0 and 3.0. So for that, again, visit price velocity again. That will help you a lot. And also put all the other parameters. One thing that you can definitely look into, if it does take out the low, that's a first sign that is showing weakness to form a primary and to go further down. Okay, right, so that's one over there, but other than that, still strong momentum here. Aussie dollar still strong momentum on the upside. Euro yen still showing strong momentum to the upside. Bitcoin still oscillating within the 10,000 mark over here. Primary shown here, bit of weakness showing taps at the moment. Let's see if it does take out the level over here is what we're looking at for this level 9,709 for it to carry on further short, or if it carries on further higher, then this is the level what we are looking at over here, which is 10,276. Okay, so that's what we're looking at, but do be wary of this consolidation point what we are getting at the moment in terms of Bitcoin. Now, in terms of FTSE, what we are getting over here, strong upward trend, still showing weakness in terms of its upward move over here. Efficiency ratio is quite low, so I would see that to come down at any one point of time. Dow Jones still going on the upside. Very strong momentum. Did show some weakness over here with a primary, still has carried on further. Last 5 bars, strong momentum, still would say towards momentum towards the upside over here in terms of the Dow. Now gold, showing a bit of weakness. It's taken out its last primary low and confirmation bar low, so that shows it's going to show a bit more weakness over here. Soybeans towards the upside over here. Still, I would say momentum towards the upside. Brent oil still carrying on strong to $41. Momentum not really that strong. I would be wary of this if you're still holding on to long positions over here. Do be careful. Cocoa not showing much of a momentum there. Silver is showing some coming off the tops over here at 1729. Okay, still strong upward trend on silver. I would look for turning points to take it onto the upside still. Right, that's from me on the market update, going on into our performance for this week. So how have we done in terms of the elite room? We have trend runners. Trend runners, it's a very big reward to risk ratio is what we're going for. 6.46, 12.636. I need only one of them to make my profits. But so far we've had first two we've taken for this year's loss. It's minus 1.65% is what I'm having at the moment. We can easily overcome that with a good runner. So wait for that patiently. LTR, that's all we have in terms of the elite room. Now in terms of the live trading room, we had cash in, cash out at on this month over here on the 1st of June at 0.30%, okay, is what we had over there. So if I were to total that up, so minus 1.65 plus 0.30, that gives me plus 1.35%, sorry, minus 1.35% for the week. So it's very small, tiny loss. Okay, I guess that's pretty much what wraps up my market update for this week. So definitely do contemplate on the content we've given you, and do remember to hit the like button on this video and hit the subscribe button for us to further outreach and spread the truth of trading. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.